Hello and welcome. It's so wonderful to have you with us. If you're a parent, a teacher, a grandparent, really anyone who loves and guides children, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to dive into a story you probably know by heart, a simple little tale about a runaway cookie. We've all heard this story, right? But have you ever stopped to think about what it's really trying to say? It's so much more than just a cute nursery rhyme. It's actually this profound little parable. It holds up a mirror to our own hearts, our own lives. So let's ask that question together. What is this story really telling us? All right, let's dive in. First things first, let's just do a quick recap of this classic tale. The details can change a little bit here and there depending on which book you pick up, but the heart of the story, that always stays the same. So you've got this sweet, childless couple. They bake this beautiful gingerbread boy, and then, poof, he springs to life. But the first thing he does is run. He just takes off. He runs away from the very people who made him, and he's fast. He outruns everyone he meets, getting more and more full of himself with every step. But as we all know, his big adventure comes to a very sudden, very tragic end when he meets a crafty fox. When you strip it all down, what is this story really about? It's a story of escape. That's it. It's about something that was made running away from its maker. And right there, in that one simple idea, is where our real conversation begins. So let's talk about this run of his. It's what I like to call the proud run. Because, think about it, he's not running because he's scared. No, this is a run of defiance, of pride. And how do we know this? Well, the proof is in that little song he can't stop singing. I mean, listen to that chant. It tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? It's a total boast. Every single time he gets away, his little resume gets longer. It's like he's saying, look what I did. I got away from them, and I'll get away from you too. This is way more than just stating a fact. This is his declaration of independence. And what is that really? Well, it's the perfect picture of what we call self-reliance. It's that voice inside that says, I've got this. I am the master of my own fate, right? I don't need the people who made me. I don't need anyone. All I need is me, myself, and I. My own speed, my own smarts. That's enough. Now, from a faith perspective, we have a name for this. It's a picture of the sin of pride. And listen, this isn't just about being a little arrogant or cocky. It goes way deeper. It's that core belief that we are the authors of our own lives, that we are the source of our own strength, and we absolutely do not need anyone else, not even God, to help us, to guide us, or to save us. So, let's follow this path. If we look at this through the lens of faith, where does this road of, I can do it all myself, actually lead him? What's the final destination? The thing is, the gingerbread boy had a ton of faith, 100% faith, but it was all in himself. He trusted his legs. He believed his speed was the ultimate solution to every problem. And you know what? For a little while, it worked. He was successful. He was independent. He was, in his own mind, totally free. But that's the big question the story puts right in front of us, isn't it? In a world that has rivers we can't swim across, and dangers that are way smarter than we are, is our own strength, our own cleverness, really enough in the end? And that brings us to the fox. See, the fox isn't just some random bad guy. He's a symbol. He's reality. He represents a world that is just bigger and trickier, and honestly, more dangerous than we can handle on our own. The fox is that problem that you just can't outrun. And this is how it ends. These are the words from the original story, and they are just so chilling. His big journey of self-reliance, it doesn't lead to freedom. It leads to his complete and total destruction. He's just gone. His proud little song is silenced forever. It's a really sobering thought. Okay, so that's pretty heavy, right? The big question for us as parents and educators is, how do we talk about this with our kids? How can we use this story not to scare them, but to gently, lovingly point them toward a much bigger, much better truth? Well, here's a simple little framework that I found really helps. It's just 3 steps. First, just reread the story together. Then ask a few simple but guiding questions. And third, use that conversation to gently point to the hope of the gospel. And here are some great questions to get that conversation started. You could ask, why do you think the gingerbread boy ran away in the first place? Or, when he sang his song, do you think he was being proud or humble? And this one is key. What do you think could have saved him from the fox? You see, questions like these open up the door to talk about needing help and what it means to trust someone who loves you and wants to guide you. And this is so important to remember. The goal here is never to scare our kids. The fox isn't a monster to give them nightmares. The fox is there to show all of us, kids and grown-ups alike, that sooner or later we all face a problem we can't outrun. He's there to show us that we need a rescuer. We all do. And that leads us to the best part. Because the gingerbread boy story, well, thankfully it's not the only story there is. It's an important warning, for sure, but it perfectly sets the stage for a much, much better story. Just look at the difference. The gingerbread boy's story is all about running away from his creator, but the gospel story is about a creator who makes a way for us to run home to him. The gingerbread boy trusted in his own strength. In the gospel, we learn to trust in God's grace. His is a story of pride that leads to being consumed. The gospel is a story of humility and love that leads to everlasting life. So, you see? This simple little story about a cookie is actually a powerful picture of a big, important truth about our world. It shows us what happens when we try to run on our own. But the most beautiful news we can ever share with our children is that this tragic little story, it doesn't have to be their story. It doesn't have to be our story. And so as we finish, the question that this little gingerbread boy leaves us with is a really big one. It's for all of us. In our homes and in our classrooms, what are we teaching our children? Are we teaching them to sing that proud song of the self-sufficient runner? Or are we teaching them the humble, trusting heart of someone who knows they need a guide? Ultimately, are we teaching our children to run, or are we teaching them to follow?